And that is, what are high-impact journal editors looking for? Simply, they want to publish breakthroughs, not incremental advances. What's the difference? Well, a breakthrough, a fundamental advance, means this is the first time this has ever been shown. This has never been shown before. And you need to emphasize why that is such an important breakthrough that's going to change the way that that topic is going to be addressed or studied in the field. If you cannot convince the editor of this, it will be rejected. Most of us, however, have incremental advances, which means you're not the first person to show it, you're simply improving upon it. It's already known. Most high-impact journal editors are not interested in publishing this type of research. So the key question when people ask me, how do you get published in Nature? My first question to them is, what is your breakthrough? And if they can't emphasize what the breakthrough is to me, how are they going to emphasize it to the Nature editor? Nature is very selective. Most high-impact journals are. Why? Nature receives 200 submissions per week. 40 every day. And these are all people who think, I deserve to get published in Nature. So because of that, Nature editors are highly selective, only choosing those that really have the strongest breakthroughs in their field. So when you want to consider to publish in a high-impact journal, keep in mind, what is the breakthrough that you're able to establish? Let me show an example. This is a paper published in Nature Materials. Why was this published in Nature Materials that has a high impact factor? Well, for the very first time, they showed that carbon nitride can produce hydrogen from water under visible light. This had never been shown before. It was never thought possible before. Yet they were able to achieve it. And because of that, they convinced the editors for Nature Materials why this was such a phenomenal advance in the field. However, the process that they showed and published was very inefficient and very expensive. So it's great, it's a breakthrough, but it's actually not that useful yet. So people wanted to improve upon this process, and these authors were able to do so, and they published in Chemie, which is a very reputable chemistry journal. It has a good impact factor, not nearly as high as Nature Materials. And why could they publish in Nature Materials? Well, they simply took this process and they improved the cost and efficiency of it. It's not a breakthrough. It's not. This is an incremental advance. Now, it's an important incremental advance because it means that this breakthrough is now finally usable. And that's why they can still publish in what we call a mid-tier journal. If they just did an incremental advance and maybe improve this cost a little bit further, then they have to publish in a lower impact journal. So when you're choosing in terms of impact factor, think of it in terms of the novelty or the impact of your findings. You need to be able to convince that editor why this breakthrough is so important in the field. If you can do that, you will have a good chance. So high impact factor journals are very competitive. So let's first get an idea of what rejection rates are for journals. So let's first ask this gentleman here, what do you think is the average rejection rate for all journals across publishers? There's no wrong answer. Do you think it's 10% rejection rate, 50%, 80%? 95%. He's very pessimistic about the publishing industry. Luckily, we're not that highly selected. Actually, it's closer to about 60 to 70%. On average, most